I've had a bit of a think about the types you meet at a dojo or training martial arts. I say dojo because my background is Japanese martial arts, and I've come up with a few types that you invariably encounter, or I have over 3 decades of training. First of all, just to get them out of the way, so to speak, is the ordinary rank and file, the good, the bad, and the ugly, the average Joe and Joesses, of which I am one. Just the average people you encounter, and to train, and good luck to them. But moving on, so starting to get into the types. First of all, I've got the serious black belt, as I call them, male or female. They tend to be quite tall. Their uniform is always immaculate, and they hold themselves very aloof. They're not friendly. They are good at what they do, and slowly, if they warm to you, then they'll help you out quite a lot. But you have to show that you're committed. I was in one such type. The second time I went to this particular dojo, I'd seen him the day before, and we were waiting outside, and I said, "Oh, hello," like that, and the guy just blanked me. Like he was like, his body language said, "I'm not even talking to you. Who are you?" You know. And I had someone thought, what an a-hole, but he actually turned out to be sound as a pound and really good. This was jiu-jitsu. Yeah, that's a serious black belt. They're very aloof, and yeah, they tend to be quite tall. That's one thing. And but they warm to you if you show that you're going to put in the work and the effort. Second one is a nice but lethal guy. So I remember doing judo, and the guy, like I say, just the nicest bloke you could hope to meet. Really nice guy. And I used to joke with him, because I say, "There's any point us we pair up?" I say, "All right, then go and tie me in knots." Whatever I did, not that I'm saying I'm particularly good, but within a few seconds, even he'd just have me wrapped up. And I saw him against high grades easily hold his own. And he was only like green belt and 10 stone dripping wet. Normally, people say size and strength don't matter and technique overcomes them, but no, in the real world, size and strength matter loads. But against this guy, he was really super technical. And again, like the nicest bloke you could meet. Opposite to him is the next one is the Meathead. Another one from my personal experience. A bloke we called Fred, who is French, called French Fred. Nothing against the French, but that's where he was from. So we called him French Fred. He was a big guy. He was like 16 stone, and he really injured my right knee one time. He put on some sort of leg lock in judo, and I tapped, and he just didn't let go. He had a real reputation for not letting go. And like I say, he was a big guy, and at the time I was only like 10.5 stone, and he really damaged my knee, to be honest. It still pains me now at 20 years on. And whatnot, yeah, they tend to have a bit of an attitude, and they've got these sort of "I'm a big guy" type thing. So that's what I call the Meathead. The next one is I might politically incorrect maybe this one, but the female equivalent to the Meathead, which I'm going to call the Feminazi. Just a woman who's just got an attitude. It's just unpleasant. Again, like the female equivalent to the Meathead, basically. But I think one woman in karate, we were sparring. It was just like sparring, but she was like, "Don't go easy on me because I'm a woman." I was like, "What?" So I went a bit harder, and she was something like, "Easy." Like, you couldn't win, and everyone said she just had this attitude. Like, it's just she'd walk in the class, someone's heart would sink. Geez, am I going to be put with her? That's the feminazi. And I say, "Oh, it's probably get me in trouble with the politically correct crowd, but who cares?" Next one is Joker. The Joker tend to be the class favourite. They lighten the atmosphere and stuff. I mean, obviously you go there to train, you don't want a clown show, but I often found like the teacher has quite a good rapport with them, and they just lighten the atmosphere and stuff. And if you've got like other types like the Meathead and the Feminazi, and they tend to sort of make that a little bit easier. They know how to deal with people like that. They've got a certain way of turning everything into making it light and a bit breezy. So quite a valuable member sometimes, the Joker. Yeah. The next one, nearly coming to the end, but there's the possible psycho. This is a slightly broody, always male. I've found slightly broody male, and they tend to take they might have a slightly worrying facial scar and stuff, but they also tend to take an interest in moves like a neck lock or something. They say, "Sorry if I don't put the hand there. That's an instant fatality, is it?" So I just snap it like that, and they get really excited about any move that could be fatal. Yeah, that's the class psycho, and they tend to be a bit sort of vague about where they're from and what they've done and stuff. And the last one is the quitter. Seen this so many times. I don't just mean the person comes up training, you never see him again. I mean, this is a person, again in my experience, invariably male, or almost always male, but they turn up for a few lessons and they're hyper keen, and this is it, and they're going to stick it this time. They tried before, they'll buy the uniform, they'll sign up for classes, they might pay their monthly fee, their joining fee if it's a proper club, dojo, and they'll make a big thing about telling everyone, this is it now, I'm in for good, I'm going to train, and they'll do a few weeks and then you never see them again. That's the quitter. But they'll say they buy all the gear, they'll spend quite a bit of money maybe, signing up, joining fees and whatever, and then they just, one day, they're gone, you never see them again, and that's a quitter. So that's just some types I've encountered. I'd be really interested to hear if anyone else has got any types they've come across, but those are the ones that really spring to mind when I think about it over, like I say, 35 or whatever years of, oh my god, yeah, 35, I'm not that old yet, 35 years of training. So yeah, any other types, please do add to that. Cheers.